Greetings, adventurer! My name is Richard, the co-host and arguably less popular star of Richard and Karl Play Daggerheart.
My name is Karl, and I also have greetings for you. Thank you for coming to watch our show, where obviously I am the more popular one.
I love the idea, though, of the people who, because there's, statistically, the odds are not zero that there's at least one person using our, because all our episodes are transcribed. So I love the idea that someone does just watch us and has no idea what we sound like.
That would be pretty funny.
And I also really enjoy the idea that the auto subtitles are like, it's Karl with a K, and the subtitle says Karl with a C, colon, it's Karl with a K.
Oh, yeah, because AI is not perfect, that's for sure.
Yeah, but as much as I hate on AI on a daily basis, I like accessibility, so auto subtitlers are good. They're just bad when the auto subtitler, for whatever reason, feels the need to voice profile each person's political opinions.
Well, it's like I continue to get annoyed by Gemini because it's not integrated with Android Auto.
You know what actually
really,
really ticked me off yesterday? I'm on the Facebook, because part of the reason is that's how I communicate with your fiance once in a while.
Right.
And with your wedding coming up, the questions of where am I staying, what are my plans, I'm like, I should probably book tickets and things soon. Which I'm probably going to do after my job interview on Monday. Anyway, TLDR about how I prefer vacations not staying with people because then my antisocial behavior is more acceptable in a hotel room. Plus, I intend to continue to work a little bit while I'm visiting, because being able to return to my hotel room to then boot up my computer and write some articles is probably good for my mental health. But TLDR about that one. Meta sends me an advertisement that was a screenshot of one of my friends and their profile picture, and it's like, hey, Meta Glasses, call this person. And I'm like, I in no way consented for you to go through my contacts to generate an ad for me. What the heck? I am absolutely livid about the audacity to take a profile picture and a name out of my Facebook contacts and use it to be like, you should buy Facebook glasses. I'm sure I clicked the box that gave them legal permission, but now I'm never going to buy them because I'm mad that you took this person's screenshot without my permission and said, hey, you can use this to talk to Karl. And I'm like, you stole the picture of Karl with an eye patch to generate an advertisement for me. I do not like that precedent. The last thing I need is ads being like, here's a artificially generated photo of Karl eating Lay's that we made from a composite image. This is why you want Lay's. I'm like, no! That is not okay.
Even worse, if they used my voice to run the advertisements.
Right? Not that we didn't give them an absolute ton of data to spy on us with.
Yeah.
A truly ridiculous amount.
But yeah, I continue to be annoyed by Android Auto and Gemini not being fully integrated, because now, if I tell it to play a specific album, and that album also happens to be the name of a song on the album, it'll play it'll tell me, it'll straight up say, I am playing such and such album on Apple Music. And then it'll play the song from the album, which isn't even always the first song on the album. And then it'll go back to whatever other playlist I was listening to at the time. It's like, well, I wanted to listen to the whole album. You jerk. Stupid Gemini.
Uh-huh. So that's my mini rant, but what's new in the Karlverse?
I don't know. Oh, man. I had a whole big spiel, but now I can't even think about what it was.
It would be great if what's new with you? You're like, I just woke up, and that was the entire bit. It's kind of great.
Well, I mean, I did just wake up. One of the bartenders at my wedding happens to be the manager of a liquor store. Actually, I believe I've mentioned that there's a liquor store down the street from my workplace where within the past year, someone actually got shot and died at this liquor store. And and my buddy, that's the one that my buddy happens to manage. And he told me that that was it's a tragedy, and I don't wish violence on anybody, but also it's very inconvenient for the bystanders that didn't get attacked or die, because he happened to be present for this unaliving, as you might say. uh, and he gave the police all the video footage, and then he still had to be at like the police station for like 8 hours for all the statements and everything else, that the interviews and everything they needed. And it's like, he was at work for like 5 or 6 hours before it happened, and then he had to go to the police station for an entire work shift. And it's like, anyways, point of the matter is, I after I was done work last night, I then went to his workplace to chat with him about details of our bartending and wedding and whatnot. And ended up being up later than usual because I was chatting with my bartender for my wedding.
I mean, which, to be fair, bartender is the third sexiest profession these days.
the third sexiest?
Beekeeper has went up in score incredibly.
Is that because of that movie with Jason Statham called The Beekeeper?
I don't know, man. Something about the world being on fire. It's like because data centers and technocrats are out here posting to their Instagram water should be for data centers, not humans. Being like, I'm growing bees to try and stop colony collapse syndrome. I mean, it's like, oh, you're a really good person who's also probably in good shape because you are out on a farm somewhere. It's like they're basically sitting there as like a totem for I don't know. Something about it's like, oh, it's just quirky enough to not be an environmentalist that doesn't bug you.
Yeah, that reminds me of a time that I went driving out in the country just to go for a drive or whatever. And then we decided to just stop somewhere randomly to sit and chat for a while. And then as we're sitting there, there's like a bee lands on the car, and then there's another bee, and then there was like hundreds of bees, and it turns out that we had just randomly turned into the driveway of like a bee farm. And it's like, oh wow, maybe we left after the car got swarmed by bees, but that's pretty crazy.
Bees.
Anyway, so what's new with you there, Richard?
So, as I was mentioning for like 1 minute off stream, today I joined the library cult. So, a few months back, longtime listeners and Karl's will remember, I taught a class on, well, more like a drop-in workshop on Inform 7 parser-based storytelling, And if you want to see my example from that, you can click on my itch.io page. I think if you go to my link tree, you can actually see some of the lesson materials in a Padlet attached to somewhere. Anyway, people who want to snoop on me, the amount of information you can actually find about me is truly horrifying. But this took place in a room called the Library Collaboratorium.
Okay.
And then the leader of the Library Collaboratorium's like, hey, that was a great presentation. You should apply to be a member of the collaboratorium. And I'm like, collaboratorium, you say? That sounds cool. Then I forget they exist for 2 months like you do. More like a month. It's been a month. So I decide to fill out this Google form, and it's like, who recommended you to the collaboratorium and why? And I'm like, this person? So I show in for this tutorial, and it's like a semi-secret room you can only get to from the 3rd floor of another building that goes through a back door into this library chamber.
Okay.
And I was originally like, oh, cool, a space that has cool dry erasable tables that can come work in peace for the next 5 years, right? And then I go in and they're like, time for a tour. And they're like, I'm going to start showing you the machines in the collaboratorium. And I'm like, the machines? So by joining this collaboratorium, which I'm pretty sure I could only do because another person in the collaboratorium recommended me to the collaboratorium, cult behavior.
Okay.
Gives me access to 3D printers, laser cutters, drones, a embroidering machine, and just like all of these really cool toys. Like there's just robot arms and fabricators and things. And they're like, oh yeah, anything in this room you want to use, you just send me an email and I'll train you how to use it. Also, you can use these dry erase tables and these projectors. And the 3D hologram room. Like, it's a room where you, like, go in a dome with 360 degrees monitors to, like, use for visual projects or games or things. They have one of those things you stand on, the ring scans you and gives you a 3D scan that's, like, 1 millimeter, like, shows the pores on your face level of detail. And I'm like, okay, let me get this straight, university. So if you're a grad student or faculty, there's a secret room that has, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars of cool equipment with no wait time you can just politely ask to use. Because I was like talking like, oh, because it's part of my research, could I make D&D minis? Like, as long as you don't like sell them on Etsy, absolutely, you can sign up to learn how to make them. But I do think the high HD resin printer would do a better job than the regular 3D printers. I'm like, what? So it's just like, if I so desired, with like 4 emails, I could go into a room, be 3D scanned, upload it to their high-end graphic fidelity computer, put in elf ears on it, and then print custom miniatures with hyper-accurate versions of my face on them. Like, that's the stuff in this room, and I'm just like, man, in my cohort of 21 students, we all got this email, and only I thought to follow up on it, and now I just have access to, like, Star Labs.
And despite our complaints about AI, I decided to look up the definition of collaboratorium, and the AI overview says that a collaboratorium is a blended word derived from collaboration or laboratory or auditorium. It refers to a dynamic, technology-rich physical space or digital environment designed specifically to foster teamwork, ideation, and experimental problem solving.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it does kind of sound like a cult with the way that you just described the people in it, but
well, it's just funny.
It is an interesting idea.
Like, it's a sick space. The thing that's just funny to me is, like, because I taught that class and we taught it in that room because they do workshops and things, and like, oh yeah, send an email here, and I'm like, it's not a cult, and it's not even like a secret club. Literally anyone could send out an email, but no one would ever think to send out an email.
Right.
So it's like, unless someone tells you this exists, there's no reason for you to think it exists. And I'm just like, oh, I wonder how many people think to themselves, well, I could tell more people about this, but I enjoy having 7 3D printers at my disposal. Or this, like, what was it? It was like a resin tank rendering something. That was like a 3D printer that could print something the size of, like, an air fryer. Like, it was like,
wow.
Like, oh, and then it's like, for 3D printing, you get like half a reel of filament free, and then they start billing you, and I'm like, what? I could just, if I were to print minis for my entire D&D party, it wouldn't even get me through my free sample. And also, it's a space that's just open 24/7. Also, dry erase tables for running TTRPGs. I'm like, wait a minute. For something like Daggerheart, being able to just draw rocks and trees and put the minis on it, like, that's... Because the measurements are just using sides of cards and pencils. You could just doodle what you want on the table and be done with it in, like, 30 seconds. And then, yeah, I could also, like... They're like, hey, if you want, you could teach classes and workshops and things, and we'll promote them using the entire library network. I'm like, huh. They're like, oh yeah, if you want to get things published or through here or use the holodeck, just let us know. And I'm like, Jesus.
Here's the holodeck.
The point being, check what services your campus's library has for you. It's kind of wild. Like, it's like so much university services, but it's so hard to know what services actually exist and do things. Also, it's a grad student space, so like, it's only for... They filter out the poor people. Well, not the poor people. Grad students are notoriously poor. They filter out the people who would, like, pour cheese in a 3D printer. Like, you have to at least finish a degree to be allowed in here.
3D printed food.
Soon we'll have our awesome tofu bug protein printers, and they'll be great.
Yeah, can you imagine if they just had tofu filaments instead of plastic filament?
It's not a hypothetical. This machine's being built. They use like cricket protein and tofu and flavor extracts to just print pizza.
Anyways, I remember what I was going to talk about for what's new with me.
Well, it's less cool because there's no drones involved.
Well, you're right. There are no drones. Well, assumingly there's no drones involved. I don't know.
I don't even know what I would do with
Yeah.
robot arm access, but I have it.
But see, at your recommendation, I've been watching the Daemons of the Shadow Realms.
That's because it's good.
It is good. It's good. And the latest episode that I watched, which was dubbed, because I haven't been watching subbed. I've been watching it dubbed.
I tend to do dubbed
the latest
anime.
episode-
We just lost half our viewership.
But so I've been watching the dubbed version of Daemons of the Shadow Realm, and the last episode that I saw was Long Arms and Long Legs, were the two daemons that they had to fight. And I mean, I absolutely loved the episode. The episode was amazing. Like, the enemies are like just like strange, grotesque creatures that just like extend their arms and legs to slap people around, and then the characters are actually extremely strategic. Like,
Katana Dude objectively has the coolest daemons.
But I really appreciated how Yuru, the main character, as you say, he's a certified badass.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, well, I'm going to draw their attention, and then I'm going to give them the bluff of a lifetime because I'm going to pretend that I've activated this ability that I have to die for. And it's like at that moment when you're watching, you're like, oh man, he just got like, looks like he got hit by a freaking tree. Did he actually die and activate his ability? And then it turns out it was just a big bluff, and that he had lured them to a strategic point where his own daemons could trap one underwater while the other one was blind and couldn't see. And it's just like this terribly tragic, poetic ending to these two daemons, because the one is trying to reach out to his brother and he can't speak, and he's drowning, and he's like, oh, I'm thinking to himself like, oh, I need you to save me, brother. And then the other one, Long Legs, is like, brother, I need your help because I can't see, I can't do anything without you. And it's just like, oh, so poetic and beautiful.
Man, they're cooking.
Terrible.
Also, I think your daemons would be snakes and ladders, where one's a snake and one's just a ladder.
I mean, like I said, I absolutely love the episode, and I really do recommend anybody watch it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
But as I had mentioned on our other podcast, I believe there was one episode where the dramatic timing.
Are you still not over the arrow scene?
Well, see, most of these episodes have been, pretty good pacing. But there was also something about this episode where, when he does his big flop, and it was great, and then he has this little mini monologue. Oh, you only gave me a second, but that's all I need. And then he's like, now, and his daemons jump in to save the day.
Yeah, Anime 101.
Right. I don't know what it is that, like, I love the scene, but at the same time, there's something weird about the pacing. It's like, I don't know how to articulate what it is that I'm feeling, but something feels off about this.
So I have a hot take, and it's a very hot take.
Okay.
And I'm curious your thoughts on it. So I find that modern anime switched from adapting. We used to adapt like one episode, like 15. It was almost a page a minute manga to anime adaptation, roughly, right? Your 15-page manga gave you 15 minutes of animation or so.
Okay.
Then, as we advanced through time, it started being each page gives you half a minute.
Okay.
Like now it's like 2 chapters, 3 chapters per episode.
Mm-hmm.
Full Metal Alchemist's original run was like 1 chapter gave you like 2 episodes because they didn't even have the full manga to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And they added in a lot of cinematography, musical cues, and letting moments sink in. Like, my favorite, the most famous example of this is if you watch Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Despite being like higher fidelity, more accurate, Shao Tucker was done better in Full Metal Alchemist 2000.
Right.
This is widely agreed upon.
Mm-hmm.
It hit harder, it was more emotional, and it's part of my theory is it's the ratio which they used it. Like, Shao Tucker was like a 4 to 5 episode affair in original run and was 1 episode in Brotherhood.
Right.
And the reason I bring this up for Demons of the Shadow Realm being done by the same author, etc., is a lot of things are being paced with like ADHD in mind, which kind of goes against. It's like it's more cinematic and more fidelic and more solo leveling, but has less breathing room.
Right.
So when they do try and slow something down, it stands out more than it would have. Like in Inuyasha, that arrow scene of ending the episode with an arrow going super slowly to then start an episode with the arrow missing would fit perfectly in something classic. Like,
right.
Half the episodes of DBZ ended that way.
So it's the juxtaposition of modern cinematography with a classic pacing.
Yeah, because it's like, what I think is happening with Demons of the Shadow Realm is they're blitzing through their material, which is just kind of the way people do things now, where they'll take something that would have been 40 episodes before, and now it's a tight 13-episode season. And I think it causes the pacing to feel weird, because the show's not giving itself time to breathe, except in dramatic moments. So there's no, like, other pauses that ever happen. Like, think about how much stuff has happened in those first... Like, even the car park episode where he's like, alright, I'm going to explore the city for the first time. Oh, I got whiplash, now I'm vomiting, now I'm in a garage, now I'm fighting this, now I'm shooting at the lights, now I'm fighting the fish monster. Now, ooh, another character's in. Oh, there's a third character. Oh, I stabbed him in the shin. Now we're in the mansion and learning the backstory. That would have been like 4 episodes.
Yeah.
There's no way
right.
he would have went from leaving his hotel room, going to the garage, and meeting his sister all in 1 episode.
Yeah, you're right. That is a pretty breakneck pace.
And because manga is written specifically to be weekly and end with specific hooks and things, sometimes when you staple 2 chapters together to get 1 episode, it kind of is weird because you have, like, the flow kind of gets messed a bit. At least in my opinion.
Right.
Like, even in JJK where they, like, turned all 3 Maki chapters into, like, 1 episode. That meant that, like, reaching out to my sister dying in a grave scene happens, like, 12 minutes in. And I'm like, this feels like where an episode would end to give us some space. But it's like, oh, I sacrificed took your power, sacrifice, but a lot of people are like, the hell even happened here? Maki's Jack now.
Yeah, okay.
So that's kind of my hot take. And, like, I could be wrong about it, but I do think it's the pendulum effect of we went from too much fluff to negative fluff, and shows like Frieren are actually at the healthy amount of fluff. Because Frieren will linger on a scene whenever it feels like it.
Yeah.
So when Frieren decides to, like, take a moment to really flesh out Ara unalive yourself, I say like we're monetized. We can say suicide on our podcast. We don't give a fuck. But, like, that scene doesn't feel like it's out of place because sometimes they'll just spend 10 minutes with them looking at a field of flowers.
That whole episode of them just searching for a flower that they're like, oh, we think it grows around here somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like, I call it, it's kind of, you know, I've given my speech about magical systems where, like, however precise you define one thing is now how precise you have to define everything.
Right.
It's kind of like that for dramatic moments, too, where if you give arrow being fired a dramatic moment, it then becomes clearer what doesn't get a dramatic moment.
Yeah, okay.
At least
I mean, like I say, I do still really, really like the show, and I do think it's a beautiful and interesting show.
It is very comfortably in my 3rd place this season.
But very creative and dynamic, interesting animations and characters and stuff. It's just, man, those dramatic pauses. They're like,
man, that show threw me for such a loop with the cover art and previews when the attack helicopter showed up episode 1. I'm like, okay, you got me. I'm on board. Totally thought I was gonna. I looked at the trailers and concept art. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be watching Arslan. Like, nope.
Yeah.
You're actually watching Darker Than Black. I'm like, oh, that's a fun twist.
Oh yeah, and like the Yuru's handler just getting a sniper rifle and using it to fight demons is like.
Like, that's some good stuff.
Mm.
Like, if I were to make a new Daggerheart campaign thread, because I was thinking about it today during my stroll, that a setting that I was trying to think of series that fit the setting, because Daggerheart campaign frames usually have like 4 or 5 touchstones that are in the setting. But like the Kagura Banshi setting of you're in modern society, but there's sorcerers and swordsmen, but you've bothered to flesh out the society enough that it doesn't feel weird. You know, like, so there's shows that have secret societies, and then there's shows that have unsecret societies. And I think the unsecret societies are almost more interesting. Like, Demons of the Shadow Realm is secret society, but like, Kagura Banshi is unsecret society, where he's just forging his nuclear bomb swords. And average people are like, oh, them sorcerers are just... They talk about sorcerers blowing up the CN Tower like we talk about, oh, there's a shooting down by the railroad in Sutherland. Like, they have the same level of turn on the new sea that's like, oh, it's a Tuesday. Man, I'm in the Kagura Banshi mood right now. I don't know why, but the swordsmithing itself I'm weirdly on board with. The idea that, no, these swords, the reason they're so busted is here he is smithing uranium. And he has to smith it in the right rhythm that when he sees it, it's kind of like in Oppenheimer when they're like, yeah, if we let the death spear close too much, the radiation burst will kill us. So we have to have it propped open the right amount. I'm like, ooh, okay, I now buy how magical these magic swords are. You're making them with uranium.
Right. Yeah, because if it gets too hot too fast, they'll just explode and level the city.
Right? I'm like, okay, the smithing process is actually hardcore enough for me to buy into the fiction. And there also, I wonder if it's like a meteorite or something, the MacGuffin Rock. Although the MacGuffin Rock bugs me less in a setting that already has magic.
Yeah, that's true.
Anywho, the only thing losing... Yeah, Demons of the Shadow Realm's sick. Witch Hat Atelier still slightly better. Okay. The dub choices in Witch Hat Atelier are just entertaining me so much.
Yeah, you know, I actually had talked about that too, where I was like, oh man, it's so obvious that the brim caps are the misunderstood, like, rebels or whatever. And then it turns out that they are in fact just evil, turning people into wolves and stuff for just to provoke the other side.
I don't know. There might be more to it. I don't know. The cone caps seem to be a little bit fascist. Like,
oh yeah, the pointed caps do seem to be a little bit fascist. The brim caps seem to be somewhat of an extremist society.
Right, because I'm like, yeah, the brim caps, like, are they just bad? I'm like, I don't know. It seems like the pointed caps are going to be like, hey, you're disabled, so we're going to just let you not have access to free healthcare.
Yeah.
So I'll see how it goes.
Seem like they would do that.
But yeah, like, and then I just love Devil May Cry the anime. It's terrible, stupid fun. They literally had Elon Musk demon trick the vice president into letting Satan out, so he could then, like, it's Devil May Cry stupid, man, but it's so good. There's a scene where he picks up a motorcycle and hits someone with it, and the guy who gets hit says, that's so badass, before getting hit with it.
That's pretty stupid.
So awesome. Good. Sometimes it's like when your thing starts with, well, we got to make sure to license Linkin Park for this because it has the right energy. I'm like, oh, this is just going to be stupid. I'm on board. Not everything has to have that pressure to be good. But are we ready to dagger some hearts?
Well, I was going to try and segue, be like, oh, now that we've talked about some of the potential touchstones of our next campaign, let's jump into this one.
I mean, to be fair, though, the Kagura Banshi campaign would be sick. Just putting that out there.
It would be.
Alright, so last time on Daggerheart, you killed a city.
I didn't kill the city.
So here's how we're opening this session. We're doing things a little differently.
Okay.
So, how this session starts is, it's the end of a long day in the city. and you are now sitting in a Haven holding cell. How did you get here? Keep it small and stupid and human. You didn't get arrested for the viral bomb. You didn't get arrested for anything heroic today. What mundane method resulted in you being arrested? Some examples might be maybe you stepped back to admire something and you got your foot caught squarely in a net not meant for you. Maybe you had too many drinks and then woke up in this jail cell. Maybe you followed someone you thought was very cute that turned out to be an undercover cop, and you probably shouldn't have tried to lead that undercover cop to a brothel. Or maybe you tried to pay with something with Bainwick coin, which is technically, currently, treason. Heck, maybe you won a public argument with a clerk so thoroughly that they detained you out of spite.
Well, I think...
For context, you didn't actually kill the whole city. It's just the area around this well and park. You basically... An area roughly the size of Sutherland, Saskatoon has now been quarantined with police tape. And a barrier has been set up around it.
I think that the original courier for the Greenstone had a criminal record. And since I took their place, the investigating parties eventually caught up and arrested me in place to interrogate me, thinking either that I was in fact the courier in disguise or that I might know about the courier's whereabouts.
I'm going to put a little bit more into it to make it sillier if you're on board. The courier had an outstanding warrant in the city because the goat he rode on had shat in front of a police station. He didn't clean it up. And you're actually being detained for unpaid goat parking fines.
Okay.
So they don't think you're the fake courier. They completely believe you're the courier, which means you're now liable for these unpaid tickets.
Okay. And I do not have much gold, as we found out last time.
But I'm going to say, though, this isn't happened in the same city. You managed to, after leaving the city behind you with the plague type situation, you're at a small haven outpost halfway back to the city. Were you heading towards Allura or the volcano?
I think I was going to head towards Allura because I feel like I'll be able to get more allies to fight the dragon in Allura.
Okay, so you're on the way to Allura, and you managed to find a relatively new haven city. And you tell me what it's called. It's literally they just kind of... It's specifically a trading post between the beautiful Festival Goblin Kingdom and King Ed's domain right on the border. What is this new trade port called? It's like a decent-sized city. I'm going to say it's a Swift Current-sized city.
Okay.
Which was a justifiable truck stop, like this one is.
So, I guess it's probably going to be called... I'm going to call it the Blue Jay Bay.
Blue Jay Bay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're in Blue Jay Bay, a city famous for its stickball and being a trade port, and really high winds along the main road. Most of the city is just kind of like, it's like it's all built on the side of a road, but then you head inwards and it's actually like a full trade post going in. It's pretty nice, honestly. So.
It does sound like a nice place, and I'm just in a holding cell right now.
You are just in a holding cell. You see sitting across from you a kobold. You recognize this kobold as the one who sold you asbestos paste in the city.
Zippo's fire-resistant salve. So I recognize him as Zippo.
You do. His face is on the bottle. Hey, friend. What to get you for?
But I seem to have been determined and liable for some tickets for illegal goat parking.
Oh, they'll get you for that one.
It wasn't even my goat. I don't even know whose goat it was.
Well, the moral of the story is the cops are up to no good and are part of a corrupt system where they serve their elite upper class.
I suppose that makes sense. Being a doctor without borders, as good as it's not exactly a prestigious position among the elites.
Yeah, I tell ya, you burn down one police station and suddenly all the people you treated mean nothing.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I didn't burn down a police station. I don't think. But
Oh, sorry, I was talking about me.
well, why would you burn down a police station?
So I could sell more ointment.
That makes sense.
Supply and demand, baby. You know the joke is, though, it wasn't the arson. It was absolutely the setting up a stall without a license that caught me.
Yeah, that makes sense. You gotta, if you're going to be illegal, you at least gotta be bureaucratic about it.
Yeah. Oh well, win some, lose a lot.
But so, have you been arrested here before then?
Oh no, never here. But like, I don't know if you're aware, but like, my stall and my customers kind of all turned to stone in a horrifying explosion. And I thought to myself,
yes.
nope. And then I left. If I wasn't wearing a gas mask, I would have been dead. Good thing I was making meth at the time.
Well, I mean, those evil rat cultists were working with extremists from the Fey race.
I mean, they're kind of like, yeah, they were a cult, but they're a pretty low-key cult. Like, oh no, I grew body hair. That's just like societal beauty standards being at play here. I mean, if your biggest crime is you encourage people to eat garbage and grow a body hair, then we'd have to get rid of every unhoused person in the continent.
Well, it's sad to hear that your business dried up like that. That's tragic. But do you know how long these sorts of things normally take? How long will I be detained here?
We'll be out by morning.
Oh, well, that's good. What time is it now?
So right now in the solar cycle, you have about 2 more days till morning.
So I'll be detained for 2 more days.
But you do hear what sounds like really consistent footsteps down the hallway approaching you. Like very practiced, very rhythmic. Just kind of down the hallway in your general direction.
Well, I would assume that they took all my stuff, right?
No. They didn't throw you in for a serious crime. They didn't care.
Oh, really? Okay.
It is, however, an anti-magic cell, though.
All right. I mean, my fishing rod is mundane.
You do have a mundane fishing rod.
Anyways, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for the person to show up.
Roll an instinct check for me.
Okay. Oh, actually, before I roll, were we still planning on leveling me up this session?
Yes, but I want to do this bit first.
Okay, instinct. I'm not under some sort of curse this time, am I?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, 5 with fear.
You do not see the keys hanging on a coat rack across from you.
Too bad.
Alright, so let's level you up.
Okay.
Daggerheart leveling up. Such a good segue for that because oh yeah, you just leveled up at some point in this jail cell.
Back.
Alright, if I go campaigns on Daggerheart Nutsex, not a sponsor. Mostly a fan? It is less obnoxious than Roll20 for how I play it, but...
Okay,
So,
level up.
although leveling up in person is definitely the best for Daggerheart, where there's just checkboxes on the character sheet.
Okay. So.
Oh, that's a new button. They have a save a copy button where I was able to clone your character sheet for me to pull up on my end and to play around with.
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah. I like it. Forever ago, I had a small thing on my Fiverr where it was like, are you tired of people showing up with more elaborate characters than you? Click this button, purchase me to write you a character backstory and come up with a more interesting character with roleplay guides and tips for you, so you don't show it at a table feeling overwhelmed. Okay. So, at level 6, new options that appear to you is you can upgrade your subclass by taking a new subclass card. Or you can multiclass by taking a multiclass option on the multiclass sheet. Are two new powers that come to you at level 6 specifically.
Okay, so I am a Juggernaut. Yes, no?
Yeah.
A brawler Juggernaut. Still, something I didn't realize when selecting a class was that there are, in fact, 3 levels of each class. You get a foundation feature, a specialization feature, and a mastery feature. And so initially when I was looking over this, I saw the upgrade subclass. I was like, what's that even mean? But apparently for this class, my specialization feature is rugged, gaining a permanent +3 bonus to your severe damage threshold. Additionally, your power feature can target 3 creatures instead of 2, which my power feature allows me to mark a stress to target 2 creatures with a melee range with a single attack roll.
You gain the ability to punch someone in the throat, and headbutt the third person.
And then eye for an eye. When you mark more than 1 hit point from an attack within melee range, the attacker must immediately make a reaction roll 13. On a failure once per rest, they immediately mark the same number of hit points in return.
So, in my brain, it is definitely that you catch their sword and elbow them in the throat scenario. All right, so...
so I do really like the specialization features.
True, but I feel like this is a good time to talk about multiclassing. So technically at level 5, you could have done this as well, but we didn't really come up in conversation, because at level 5 is where upgrade subclass and multiclass come up. So when you multiclass, you get to select one domain from that class, and you get access to their features. So there's little multi-class modules that slide next to the character sheet in person, but you get a foundation card, which allows you to use their spellcast roll or spellcast trait. And you now also can use this new trait. So basically, if you multitask, when you have your new domain, you can choose from that card, but you only get half the level on it. So like if you're a level 5 wizard that multiclass into druid, you could have sage domain cards of level 3 or lower.
Right.
But anything that references your level, like beast form and things, counts your total level. So if you wanted to multiclass hypothetically, for example, if you're to multiclass into a seraph or a bard, let's go bard because bard also uses presence.
Yeah, okay.
That would allow you to either choose grace cards or codex cards. You would gain the ability to spend 3 hope to distract a target within close range, giving them a -2 penalty to their difficulty. And then you could rally the party and give yourself and each of your allies a rally dice, which is a d6 to roll to a thing once per session.
Yeah, this game's version of advantage.
Yeah. Well, the rally dice ticks up, so it was very much bardic inspiration, just straight up.
I suppose so.
Where you get to add the dice to whatever. So that means it stacks with advantage, which is worth noting. And then there's the 2 subclasses of Troubadour, which lets you, during a long rest, play a relaxing song to heal things, an epic song to make a target vulnerable, or a heartbreaking song to give yourself and others hope. or a wordsmith that lets you give rousing speeches, or Heart of a Poet. You can make an action roll to impress, persuade, or offend someone. You can spend a hope and add a d4 to the roll. So, I think just picking your upgraded subclass is a completely legitimate tactic. If I were to suggest multiclassing just to try it out, I would recommend Bard or Seraph. Because Bard is the presence class, and you could take a Grace card, which is like wordsmith powers, or a Codic card, which is like more classic Arcana, or a Seraph would like give you healing powers, and you're a doctor.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Seraph would be helpful.
And they scale off of strength, but I would let you use your presence as your spellcasting stat. Like, even though the game, I'm not sure specifically you'd be allowed to, you'd be allowed to. Because your abilities aren't spellcasting, but if you were a spellcasting class, you would use your spellcasting... like, if you were a wizard multiclassing into Seraph, I wouldn't make you use strength. So as a monk multiclassing into Seraph, I wouldn't make you use strength either, kind of thing. Not that I'm making a pitch for it. I just think was worth discussing.
See, so the thing about multiclassing is that is such a powerful ability to multiclass that it takes both of your level up options when you multiclass.
It does. Because it gives you a domain card and those extra powers.
And upgrade subclass only takes one. So I think I'm thinking for now that I would prefer just to stay in my lane, I guess. And I'm just trying to decide, because increased proficiency also is a powerful ability. It costs two of your level up choices.
And adds an extra dice to attack damage and spell damage. I mean, for you, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Very offensive. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to go with offensive or defensive? Because if I upgrade my subclass and I gain the bonus to evasion...
I think defensive almost makes more sense, because with your combo strikes, there's a lot of times where you're like, oh, I hit this dragon for 4 hit points. Like... I don't know if that pushed you into like a bigger tier of beating them up, honestly.
Well, I mean, the upgraded subclass, the Eye for an Eye ability, that seems actually pretty, like, could be something that actually just straight up kills the enemy without having to worry about their thresholds. Like, that's kind of absurd. I mean, I don't know how big.
Also, here's a hot take.
15 reaction roll.
If you up your proficiency, one of your card options is called Rise Up. Gain a bonus to your severe threshold equal to your proficiency. When you mark 1 or more hit points from an attack, clear a stress.
Ooh.
So if you want to be a little synergistic with it.
Right. Increase proficiency. Get a better increase to my severe damage threshold. And then also be able to clear stress, be able to use my other abilities more often.
Those are my thoughts. Although my thoughts might have been multi-class to a bard and be a troubadour for no particular reason.
But no, I think for now, rather than focusing on damage output, I'm going to go with the slightly more defensive. I'm gonna be boring. I'm going to choose gain evasion and upgrade my subclass.
Okay. Also, there was one other multi-class option that I didn't come up with immediately because it's not a default class. Multi-classing to Warlock would have done some interesting things, which is another presence caster. But that's too complex. So I think your first thought's best thought.
But now level 6 seems to have some pretty powerful.
Yeah, but now you're getting to the part where you're going to have to start like using stress to swap out what's on your loadout.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I'm curious to see how that works in practice, because the idea of you have 5 powers out and you spend stress to put away powers like, oh, I use this once a day power and swatch it out. It's like you can switch at nearly any time for paying 2 stress or 1 stress. I don't know how much better or worse this idea that you only have 5 cards at a time you have to swap between them actually is. Because this doesn't happen often. Where people get to the point where they have that option.
During a short rest, you can choose to spend a long rest downtime move instead. What? With my efficient thing, that would just mean I get a long rest on a short rest.
It's true.
But then that's a passive skill that doesn't actually help me in combat.
Yeah, but you can put it away and then switch it back out when you take a rest.
That's a good point. Because then I can just clear the stress needed to recover.
Yeah, so you just be like, oh, I'll just switch this out, clear it. And also, it only causes stress to switch while you're in combat. So you just be like, oh, when you're out of combat, you can just use your non-loaded cards. Because in theory, you'd swap them out, then swap them back right away.
I do like this rapid riposte. When an attack made against you from within melee range fails, you can mark a stress to seize the opportunity and deal weapon damage of one of your active weapons to the attacker.
That one's particularly funny if you also have your subclass power. So you're like, okay, I'll just hit you twice. You hit me once, and I'll mark 2 stress to hit you twice.
Well, no, so the riposte is when an attack misses.
Okay, and the other one's when it hits.
No, well, the other one is when you mark hit points.
I still really like Rise Up. Because Rise Up is every time you lose a hit point, you clear a stress.
Gain a bonus to your severe threshold equal to your proficiency when you mark 1 or more hit points from an attack. You know what? I think that one is pretty good too.
I'm just remembering previous fights where it's like, yeah, you burn through stress a lot and just getting those back.
I think you're probably right. That's probably... I'm going to pick Rise Up.
Counterpoint. I almost wanted to make you be part Warlock, so maybe my advice is questionable at best.
No, I do think that, like, now my severe threshold will be +6. So it'll be much harder to deal severe damage, which is extremely relevant in this particular campaign frame with the Wither Wild tokens causing you to take scars.
Oh, speaking of, I am implementing a homebrew rule going forward because of how my campaigns have been playing out. As you're well aware, other than you specifically because it would ruin the plot of the campaign, my players almost never choose exit the scene.
Right.
So I have replaced it with take a scar. How it works is there's now 4 death options. There's Blaze of Glory. Does exactly what you think it would do. Risk it all. Exit the scene and take a scar. What take a scar does is you choose a new physical or mental scar, cross out a hope slot, and get back up with 1 hit point.
Right.
So instead of leaving the fight, you can choose to take a scar to stay in the fight. So now there's a way to stay in the scene without relying on a dice roll by permanently losing a hope slot. And if you lose all your hope slot, you die forever. My theory is that, A, we weren't giving enough scars. We kind of talked about this last session. I had not given out a single scar in a year running Daggerheart. But I think it's the agency of it is, if you choose to take a scar, you can choose to get back up or exit the scene with your scar. And you choose what the scar is.
Wait, do you get a scar for leaving the scene?
I'm still on the fence whether or not I'll leave the traditional leave the scene roll for a scar and have take a scar actively as a new mechanic, or just make it that whenever you leave the scene you take a scar. I'm still in the air about that. That one I'm going to figure out on the fly during the game. But it's like no matter what, I want you no matter what you take a scar, but you can take a scar to get back up, or you can take a scar to stay down.
Stay down and not be dead. Yeah.
Because I do think the worst part was the idea that you exit the scene and just get to not play for a while.
Yeah, I mean, depending how close the scene is to being done, that could definitely be a
Also, I think
Heartbreaker.
it's really, really funny to pull a licenseless rider and get knocked down 5 times in a fight and just be done at the end. Just done forever. But I digress. So for your level up, you upped your proficiency and took a card. Or did you do the subclass? I don't actually remember where you went with that.
No, I took the
Proficiency?
no, I took I upped my evasion, and I took the
Subclass.
subclass. Not the the upgraded subclass.
Okay.
But I'm gonna swap out my Octarine brace. No, I don't know which is better. The Octarine brace, when you mark an armor slot to reduce incoming damage, you can give the GM a fear to mark any additional number of armor slots. Or ferocity, when you cause an adversary to mark 1 or hit points, you can spend 2 hit points to increase your evasion by the number of hit points they marked. This lasts until after the next attack made against you.
So I think what I would do is I would bench ferocity for now and pull it out when you go to attack.
Yeah, okay.
Because it's like, defensively, you might as well have the other one going and then switch to offense in the scene.
Okay.
I see it coming as another one to bench, where you pull it out when you see that there's targets beyond melee range.
Fair. My severe damage threshold is 28. Whew.
Nice.
That's pretty
All
good.
right, shall we continue the narrative part of this session?
Roll a d4. Maybe I'll swap that out with my ferocity instead. Or what is deft maneuvers? I forget what that one is. Because now I have two additional ones per wrist. Oh yeah. No, it doesn't actually cost stress to swap that one in, so that one's actually pretty good.
Nice.
So I
really haven't played much with the swapping around.
So I should definitely just bench depth maneuvers because I can just swap that in and do it with impunity. The ferocity. Trying to decide. I think I'm going to keep ferocity over Octarine brace.
Okay. So, with that figured out, we'll decide over the course of the next few sessions if switching it adds more strategy, or if I just say, fuck it, you have access to all of them at all times. I have not decided how I'm going to rule this in the future. Because, they have the switch mechanic built fundamentally into the game, but I do not think they've playtested that mechanic enough, because there is no level 5 adventure you can download, right? There's no way to test this in something they've, built to test it.
Right.
So the data would be lacking about if people enjoy swapping mechanics. But metatext aside, you are in a jail cell and you hear footsteps coming towards you and you do not see conveniently located keys.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm just waiting to see who shows up at the cell doors, if they're here for Zippo, me, or Holt.
So, a middle-aged, plain-coated man approaches, the posture of somebody who has not been impressed by anything in years. He seems to have a Haven insignia and a chain around his neck. And he's looking at you. I honestly do not know if you would remember this man. Roll an instinct check.
An instinct check. Let's take a look. Hey, why are you not rolling? 7 with hope.
You vaguely recall seeing this man in a shack attached to a pillar when Leroy attempted to shove you in a sack. Do you, Karl, the player, remember anything about this man? You rolled so poor, I'm only letting you use the knowledge you yourself personally remember about this man.
Well, I mean, I vaguely recall that's the city where the opium gets caught on fire. But no, I don't really remember anything about this man.
Okay. I will let you know with your current title and the couple years you spent technically with Haven. This is Krell Dern, Haven Spymaster.
Wait, he was in the city that was on fire?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
He also gave you the original mission and then updated it in that city.
Huh. Yeah, don't remember that. Or rather, I didn't remember that was the same person that gave me the mission.
Well, gave a different character a mission several years ago.
Yeah.
So he seems to be looking at you.
Hello.
You've been busy.
How do you mean?
People have noticed.
Well, I mean, was I supposed to be subtle?
Listen. That's not a threat. If I wanted you dead, you wouldn't have met me.
The gulp thing.
Sit tight. Sleep if you can. In the morning, we'll talk like adults. We'll talk about what happened in the city a couple over. We'll talk about what happened at the Moonlight Bastion. We'll talk like adults. And I'll make you an offer you'll want to take.
Okay.
Try not to pick the lock. Try not to use a fishing rod to grab keys off the hook. The door's warded, and the wards are honestly the nicest thing in this building.
I see.
We good?
I think so, yes.
Sounds good. And he pauses for half a step to see if you say anything before he begins leisurely walking down the hallway.
No, I'm just going to sit there silently.
The corridor door shuts. The wards on the cells hum. A little ordinary time passes. A quiet beat. Roll a d20 for me.
Ooh. D20. 12.
It's unnerving, the silence in the room. Roll a d20 for me.
Okay. Roll another d20. 2.
An hour passes, then another. And then, first it's a shout, cut short.
Oh.
You hear the sound of metal scraping. You cannot see, but you hear the unmistakable sounds of a fight. Boots, steel, and a voice giving an order that turns something that isn't a word. Then a single very loud silence. And then, with no hands on it, the warded door of your cell drifts open. The hum that's been in your teeth all night is just gone. The cell door is open. The corridor beyond is dark and very quiet. And it smells like a battle has just ended. Nobody's come to let you out. What do you do?
Is Zippo still there?
Mm-hmm. Gulp.
Do you know who that man was that came in here earlier?
Nope.
I see. Well, do you think we should run for it, or do you think maybe we should just wait it out and see what he has to say?
Zippo pulls a coin out of his pocket, flips it, catches it, slams on his wrist. Think we don't run. Running is suspicious, right? If you go running out of a police station, it's suspicious. We should stand up tall, take measured steps, and very leisurely walk out of the building. Yeah? Pretend the door. Someone opened the door. We don't know why. That's the truth. We agree, right? We don't know who opened the door, so we don't know it wasn't them telling us we were free to go, right? Plausible deniability.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I guess I'll lead the way then.
Okay.
And I stand tall. I take measured steps, and I begin walking leisurely into the darkness.
As you walk down the hallway, you see 3 guards. The first one has a slash going from his clavicle across up to his chin, with his head half attached on, almost dangling on the side.
Ooh.
The second one has scorch marks that have liquefied their eyes as they cried out their own brain. And the third one has their armor dented in, which looks like a claw print that pushed them so flat against the wall that it looks like they're splatted across it.
I see. Okay, so I see all the signs of the guards being attacked. Are there any signs of the attackers? Like, I don't know, footprints or
There
claw marks
seems
on the
to
walls?
be
Or...
bloody footprints heading down the hallway. Which there's only one direction to go.
So they came down here, killed the guards, and turned around and left?
Yes. It almost looks like... go ahead and roll instinct or knowledge.
Let's be knowledgeable for no reason. 14 with fear.
With the angles and things, I'm going to spend a fear for you to mark a stress.
Okay.
If someone wanted it to look like you broke out of your cell and murdered these guards, that's where the directionality feels like it's going.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe we should turn back. We might be being framed for killing these guards.
There is no back. It's just a prison cell and a hallway.
Well, I mean, perhaps we should just stay in our cell and wait for this whole thing to be over.
As you say that, you look down. Your footprint is standing in a puddle of blood.
Oh dear. Well, no, I think that would make it pretty obvious that I did not, in fact. Because there'd be 2 footprints going either direction.
And as in the briefest moment you contemplate returning to your cell and playing dead, you do see around the corner Crendel on the floor, and he's not getting up. Standing over him is a tall figure in a long patched coat, face hidden. She turns her head just slightly towards you, and her coat comes apart. 3 raccoons climb down out of it, out of the sleeves, the collar, and the hem, drop to the floor and scatter in 3 directions into the dark, as the coat falls empty.
Ooh, spooky.
By the time you process what you're seeing, the raccoons are gone, into vents, under furniture, and out a cracked window.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a sound outside, loud like a battle. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to do it quickly.
Well, I mean, I'm going to go scoop up that coat. Does the coat seem to be cursed?
Well, as you scoop up the coat, you're standing over the body of Haven Spymaster, in a building full of dead Haven soldiers, having been very visibly let out of your cell. In this room, which seems to be like the check-in office, you see that a few details. And I'm setting down a dice as a timer. There is a D4
Okay.
dice in front of you. Picture it in your mind palace.
Yeah.
You see that there's a coat.
Mm-hmm.
You see that there is a toppled desk. That was a heavy iron desk with some papers crushed under it.
Yeah.
You see that there seems to be some notes and papers scattered on the floor near it. There's the coat itself. And you see that one person is wedged under a bench, ears ringing in shock, curled up in a ball, and their eyes meet yours for a second.
Ooh.
And the room is filling with smoke from a tipped-over lamp, and the noise outside is rising.
Spy Master is definitely dead?
Very dead.
Very dead.
He kind of looks like a raccoon bit out his trachea and his heart.
The person hiding under a bench, are they injured?
They seem to just be in shock, trying not to spook. They are covered in blood, but it doesn't look like it's their own from here.
I see. Well, I mean, I'm going to take the cloak and put it in my backpack.
Yep.
Should I put anything specific in my backpack, or should I just say Fane Wraith cloak?
Say Fane Wraith cloak for now.
I should put in Fane Wraith cloak. And coat of 3 raccoons. It's like the coat of many colors, but for raccoons instead.
A little bit, yeah.
Anyways, since the person does not seem to be injured, no, I should definitely go help them. Okay, so do I have? I don't think I have it. Oh, I still have basic supplies. So do I have some, like, I have food and water I can give this person?
I mean, they are a person who, like, is working their day job. But, like, go ahead and roll a presence check.
Yeah, I want to try and console them and help them. You know, that way, if they get interviewed about what happened, they will interview that it wasn't me. Presence 14 with hope.
Haven's supposed to be safe. It's one safe place from these stupid spirits. And look at it now. A house full of dead men, and a spirit in a coke walking out the front door. Nowhere is godless anymore.
Well, I swear, I will find who did this heinous crimes.
The Archmage was here a few hours ago. He just got out in time. They were fighting, they were screaming. Something about a dragon. Enough is enough.
Yes, I think I might know which dragon they're speaking of, but are you familiar with the lightning volcano not by Allura?
The Archmage left in a fury, heading west. Karl was just here, just riding in the coat thing. And I'm going to tick down the timer to 5.
Oh, I thought you said it was a D4.
Oh, sorry, I'm going to tick it down to 3. You're correct.
Well, I mean, I was imagining a D4 in my mind palace. So
yeah, now it's a D3 in your mind palace. One of the weird asymmetrical ones.
Oh, they're like football shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those ones. Anyways, so I gave them some food and some water, and I chatted with them, and now I'm just gonna walk out the front door, see what's going on with this battle outside.
The room is still filling with smoke from a knocked-over lamp as the noise outside is rising.
Ooh, that's a good point. I should fix the fire situation.
Roll an agility check for me.
Agility. How agile am I? 12 with hope.
12 with hope.
Mm-hmm.
So as you head towards the lantern, pick it up, and you get to the window, you look down and the street is the first thing tonight that's bigger than this room. You see Haven soldiers and Fanewick insurgents are killing each other across the square. There is a battle outside. And you, after picking up the lantern, you see under it is a scroll of some sort.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm going to snag the mystery scroll.
The field calendar every Haven troop carries is here. And because a single day lasts a week, and so does a single night, even though you tend to lose track of which one is which, you do look out the window and it's dark. But it shouldn't be dark yet. And in the dark is a week long and full of things to hunt.
Right.
And with the courier map, it's basically you have a calendar, and you have a location of various bases along the way, and little circles of them. It seems that they've just there's like several X's of where battles and Haven camps were, and you visited some of these encampments during your time down. You see the Moonlight Bastion is crossed out. You see the base here is circled, and following the route next would be that scorched base by the beach, and then the dragon itself. Your D4 is now a 2, which is a coin. Picture a coin in your mind palace.
But so, the scroll I have in inventory, it's a map?
Yeah. It's a map and a calendar.
Map of Haven bases / battle calendar. And my description is main race attack plans.
You look over and Zippo is just kind of grabbing the coin purse off of Krill. But he's grabbing it with tongs and shaking it upside down so the coins fall into his wallet. So he's holding his wallet open with one hand, has tongs with another, has pulled the wallet off the other guy, and is kind of shaking it upside down so the coins fall into it without him ever touching the man's wallet. Zippo is a beast.
Okay, but so now are we near the front door or?
You'd have to go around a corner and up 2 flights of stairs. It's one of those like basement suite windows you're looking at right now, which do have bars on them. So you seem to be like in a basement of the police station.
Right. Are the bars warded?
They appear to be. Roll a knowledge check.
Ooh. That's bad news, Bears. 14 with hope.
Nice. So, they're warded. So they're supposed to be warded. However, it looks like the wards have been broken. But they weren't brute forced. It's like, if you picture the wards that Haven uses to channel magic as a series of Witch Head Atelier style glyphs. Rather than someone like carving these out or scratching them out, it's more that someone wrote additional glyphs around them and like reprogrammed the barrier to not work. So whoever like broke this barrier has an intricate knowledge of how it works.
Okay. More to the point of my question, would I be able to bust out through this window?
Oh, now for sure.
What do I have to do to bust out?
I think that would be
attack it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack in this case. But before you bust out, you do see that there was that toppled desk, which seems to have a lockbox just kind of chilling on the ground next to it. Not that you have to stop for it. Timer is ticked down to 1, so it has went from being... I think it's just a one-sided coin would just be like a line segment.
Okay. Simple. I'm gonna grab that lockbox. I'm going to break this window, and we'll go through here.
That's a bad idea, but okay. Grabs a lockbox.
All right. I'm going to attack the window. to see if we can bust out.
All right.
17 with hope.
So you definitely smash the bars and smash the window out, but I'm going to spend a fear so you take 1 hit point from punching glass with your hand.
I take a hit point, clear stress.
That's funny.
It is funny.
So as you climb up the window, you realize Zippo won't be able to jump up to the window from where he's at right now.
I have basic supplies. I can toss them down a rope.
All right. So you and Zippo have escaped through this window.
Mm-hmm. Now I think we should roll for stealth and try and avoid the battle.
All right. Roll a finesse check.
Roll a finesse check. Ooh. Oh, only an 11 with hope.
The countdown hits 0. Boots in the corridors, a lot of them, and a Haven voice shouting for guard detail that isn't answering. You're out of time, but out of the room. The only way that isn't towards the voices is the window and the war you see in the street. You see the pitched battle going, a massive combat between 2 large groups. Haven regulars against a Fanewick insurgent cell in the streets around the guardhouse. To reuse a battle card from earlier, it's very similar mechanically to the 200-person battle. Traversing the battlefield during active combat is extremely dangerous. You must succeed on agility rolls to move at all. And if an adversary is with melee range, you have to mark a stress to make the agility rolls. Explosions, reinforcements, collateral damage could happen at any time. But there's no reason you can't try and sneak through this active battlefield. But it's much like trying to get out of a Target during a Black Friday sale, unseen and unnoticed.
Well, I think, given the nature of what's happened here, I think I'm going to just start attacking the Fane Race people.
Okay.
Yeah. I've decided against trying to sneak out of the battle. I'm going to try and prove my honor, valor, and worth to Haven by attacking the Fane Race.
Okay, so there's 6 or so conscripts around you. Poorly trained civilians pressed into the war. Frightened people who would rather be anywhere else.
But they are very clearly Fane Race.
Oh yeah, they have the matching green cloaks and everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, unapologetically, I'm just going to start punching.
All right, go ahead and make your attack. Because they are conscripts, there are 6 of them here. They're defeated when they take any damage. For every 6 damage a PC does to the conscript, defeat an additional minion within range of the attack that it would succeed against.
All right, so I roll for my attack. Well, why are you not? Okay, let's try this again. Roll for my attack. There we go. 26 with hope.
26 will hit this poorly trained civilian.
All right, now let's see. 28 damage.
6, 12, 18, 24. You managed to kill 3 people. Sorry, 6, 12, 18. You managed to kill 4 out of 6 of these soldiers. Fist right. Do you want to kill them or do you want to knock them out?
I am just going to knock them out. But
so you went like, okay, flesh out the scene for me.
My powerhouse ability allows me to make another attack roll. Or no, mark a stress to target 2 more creatures with the single attack roll.
Okay, so that'll cause the same amount of damage to hit the other 2.
Yeah, okay, so I mark a stress and I just knock out all 6 in one like Chuck Norris style roundhouse kick.
Excellent. So you spun kick and knocked out 6 soldiers. This is a pretty drastic operation going on, but you've definitely knocked out a bunch of people. On the back of a horse, you see like a Haven Knight look down at you, look at the battlefield, and they made a mental note of what they've seen. As this knight goes riding into battle, a half jaguar, half bat grabs them by the face and flips them both upside down.
Uh-oh.
It is still a clusterfuck in here. Fires are beginning to be lit on these buildings.
Well, this jaguar bat, like, I feel like I need to save this knight in particular. Is the jaguar bat flying? The Nargacuga?
The Nargacuga is on the ground. Sorry, the legally indistinct Nargacuga is on the ground. Let's be clear about that.
I mean, I'm going to, and I can get to this Nargacuga without having to make my agility roll.
Correct. Wait, actually, no. Make an agility roll. It did say everything.
Uh-oh. Agility roll. For some reason, my Daggerheart Nexus is being slow.
If only there was some sort of plastic object you could roll instead.
Well, I mean, I do actually. I suppose I do have 2 D12s somewhere. Oh, 19 with fear.
19 hits the Pain Beast.
Oh, well, that was my agility roll.
Oh, you make it to the Pain Beast.
But that was with fear, so...
Alright, so my Pair Beast, you look over and you see that there's a second one, and they're kind of circling around you.
Uh-oh.
So they are paired hunters. When a Pain Beast attacks a target within very close range of another Pain Beast, it has advantage.
Ooh.
So I'm going to have it use its venomous tail by marking a fear.
Oh, so it's a lucent Nargacuga. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. So...
Like, does it go invisible?
Does a 24 hit you?
A 24 does hit.
Okay, you take 16 physical damage.
All right. I'm going to mark an armor slot to reduce that to minor damage. So I only take 1 hit point, but I will clear stress.
All right. You have become infected until you heal any number of hit points. While infected, you have disadvantage on action rolls.
Including attack rolls.
Yeah. And I'm going to spend my last fear to have its mate use, well, bonded pair, its buddy, its heterosexual life partner, possibly. It's going to mark a stress to use a pounce against you.
Ooh.
Does a 21 hit you?
A 21 does hit.
You take 20 physical damage and mark a stress as it blops on you.
Oh my.
Move is yours.
Well, I'm going to mark another armor slot, and no, what I'm going to do, not mark an armor slot, but okay, what is this? When you would take severe damage, never mind. Yeah, I didn't take severe damage. So I'm going to mark an armor slot to reduce that damage by 1, and clear that stress.
All right.
But I am also just going to mark a stress to go into my werewolf form.
All right. As your skin begins to stonify and crystallize, and your fingernails grow sharp. The action is yours. What do you want to do? Remember, usually when you've entered this form, someone you didn't want dead has died nearly every time.
Yeah, well, I mean, this time I'm going to just attack the Nargacuga, not Nargacuga, that's on top of me.
All right, go ahead and make your attack.
But I have disadvantage?
No, you're fine. Oh, wait, yeah, you do have disadvantage because you got infected. Never mind.
Okay. First things, I just gotta refresh this page because why is it being so slow?
Because they don't sponsor us, which means we can point out being slow.
Maybe I do need to go get some physical dice though. Grab some physical dice.
You're gonna need 2 D12s, sir.
I mean, it's not like I don't have 2d12's handy.
I'm kind of amused by the concept that you don't. Although when I was at my conference, one of my members of my panel was like, "Do you have any dice on you so we can roll to who presents first?" I'm like, "Do I have any dice on me?" The idea that I would, even if I didn't want to have dice on me, I think they're just in the lining in my backpack now.
Okay, so I got my d6 for disadvantage. I've got my d10s. Got d10, and then I need my d12s, which.
Okay. Listening to Karl Count Dice. We are peak entertainment, folks.
Peak entertainment. Let's see. All right. So that is a 19?
19 will hit the pain beast.
19 with fear.
Excellent.
But
I like that.
I deal 4d10 plus 3d6 damage.
Oh, yeah, that's a number.
4d10. Let's see if I should have used. Okay, well, let's. Okay, so that is 12, 14, 18, 26, 32, 34 damage.
34 damage. Alright, I need a calculator. 1 second. Alright. 34 divided by 14. Okay. So you over doubled its HP. Didn't triple it, but doubled it. Right. So as it takes 4 points of damage, I'm going to spend that fear you gave me to use its hide spikes. And you take 11 points of physical damage from it shooting a bunch of spikes at you as you punch into it. I'm going to say you punched it so hard you're getting hit by bone fragments from it.
So I caused it to mark 4 hit points?
Yeah.
I am going to spend 2 hope to increase my evasion by 4.
Got it.
But I take 11 points of damage, you said?
Yep. From its hide spikes.
I'm going to mark an armor slot to not take any damage.
Reasonable enough.
But then, yes, that was with fear, so.
Okay. And then the injured one is going to try and claw at you.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 13 plus... does a 19, 20, 21. Does a 21 hit you?
Oh, a 21 does still hit me.
Yeah, the advantage, baby. Roll a 6 on that. That'll be 15 points of physical damage.
Oof. All right. I mark my last armor slot, and I take 1 hit point.
All right. What you gonna do? Back to you. One of them's looking pretty beat up, and the other one you haven't hit yet.
I mean, I'm going to attack the one that's pretty beat up. I'm going to try and punch it right in the jaw.
Okay, make your attack.
Okay, it's still being slow. Man, I refreshed the page, but that did not seem to actually help.
Tragic.
Oh, no, there we go. Oh, I need to roll a d6. I forgot to roll my disadvantage. Disadvantage makes that a 21.
With hope or fear?
With hope.
Damn you.
But I mark a stress instead of gaining hope.
That'll hit.
All right. Then my 4d10 plus 3d6. And I'm also going to mark a stress to do the overwhelm to hit the other one as well.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Sorry,
roll
what was
damage? Rolling damage. Waiting for it to roll. Let's see if I can roll my physical dice faster. Probably, but let's. Oh no! Oh, that's only 20 damage.
20 damage is enough to kill the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And deal 3 damage to the second one.
All right.
And I'm out of fear. Man. My fear engine is not on board with me today.
Well, I'm going to mark a stress to try and combo off. So my first roll, D8. My first roll, I deal an additional 7 damage.
Okay.
If the roll is less than the roll that preceded it. Okay. No, I deal, so that makes it 15 additional damage.
15 additional damage.
Yeah.
So the first one's dead, and the second one has 3 hit points or so left. You hit it for 4 hit points.
Yeah, okay. And that was marking the stress. So, sorry, how many hit points did I hit it for?
4.
All right. So I'm going to spend 2 hope to increase my evasion by 4 again. And then I don't. Oh, do I actually have any health? I do have a health potion. I'm going to use a health potion. So does using an item transfer a spotlight, or how does that part work?
No, you just get to use your item.
Really?
Yeah.
Handy. And I clear 5 hit points.
You do. And as you're shotting your potion, you do see to the far north, kind of where the battle's thinning out a bit, that the Haven soldiers are being pushed back, but you do see what looks like a raccoon running to the northeast through the battlefield, weaving between legs.
Well, first I'm going to finish killing this not Nargatuga.
All right.
Roll for my attack with disadvantage. Roll. Oof. Only a 9 with hope, which means I mark a stress.
As you go to hit it, you just kind of missed.
He's close enough to be dead. I'm sure that I can get up and kill him. I'm going to start chasing after that raccoon.
Nah, you missed. I get to... Spotlight goes to me. It goes to me if you roll with hope, but scrub it.
Fair enough.
So it's going to swing at you with its claws.
Uh-huh.
Does a 17 hit you?
It does not.
It really misses having a friend to give it that advantage. It swipes and it misses. And you look over, and Zippo seems to be, like, fighting off 2, like, insurgents that are swinging at him.
Oh.
And Zippo's going to... It looks like he has... Because you notice he's wearing, like, pretty thick gear. He has his combat goggle, his blacksmithing goggles on. Uh-huh. And it seems to have a chisel in his right hand, a mallet in the other, puts a chisel up to the throat of a citizen, hits the chisel with his hammer, and chisels right through this man as it dies.
Oh.
And he just goes, "We're killing the green ones, right?"
Yes, we are.
And they see him throw a Molotov, and it just hits a Haven guard.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Back to you. Just 3 unrelated people are now on fire.
I'm going to attack the not Nargacuga once again.
All right.
15 with hope.
That'll do it.
All right.
And that's including your disadvantage. Oh, wait, you drank a healing potion. No more disadvantage for you. Haha.
Oh. All right.
Holy Spore
Anyways,
complete.
I will roll for damage. 33 damage.
Yeah, it's dead. It's very dead. It's cadaverific. Cadavertastic. I'm gonna say you did the 9 Arts Dragon thing where you did like a spin pivot and just skull punched it.
All right, but so do I still see this raccoon that's running through to the northeast?
Yes. But you do see that it like has a dagger in one of its paws and it slit the throat of a soldier as it ran past.
Oh dear. Yeah. Zippo, let's chase the raccoon. Am I able to just drop out of my feral form?
Yes, I think. Huh. Then it would imply that I've read this thing. 1 second. I'm going to Daggerheart.com, clicking the void, scrolling down the void to where it says transformation cards, downloading the PDF for transformation cards, werewolf. When you mark your stress, enter wolf. While you would gain hope and wolf, you mark a stress instead. When you mark a stress. Technically, it does say, it doesn't say you can drop out. It says when you would gain hope, mark a stress. When you mark your last stress while in wolf, go into a frenzy, then drop out of wolf form. I'll tell you what, you drop out of wolf form, but I need you to make a presence roll for me.
All right, I will make a presence roll because I do not want Zippo to die. Roll 16 with hope. Woohoo.
You drop out of it safely.
Okay. Excellent.
Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's any additional rules, but it sounds like, yeah, just dropping out of the transformation. I think as designed, werewolf lasts until you drop out, but like out of a fight, I think just letting people drop out's fine. But I will say, yeah, because you'd have to mark a stress to enter back in. Yeah, just dropping out of werewolf form is fine. I am okay with this. It does not seem to contradict rules as written.
Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be a specific ruling for or against dropping out, I guess.
But go ahead and make an agility check.
How agile am I? I am 16 with hope.
All right, so you start running to the north, weaving through people, and much like any given Michael Bay film, things are just kind of exploding around you.
Mm-hmm.
But as you manage to rush through towards the north, you break from the square into the green dark at the sea's edge, the battle noise falling away behind you. Ahead, the woods rise towards the high country, towards Allura. If you have a mind to run that far, of course. Behind, the city has decided on no evidence, and from both directions at once, that you might in fact be the enemy. But you do see as you head through the tree line, a set of eyes catching the low end of the ground, and you do see 3 sets of eyes around you in trees. You're about 5-10 minutes out of town, having chased this raccoon, far from the fighting.
Is Zippo with me?
Go ahead and roll a d20 for me for Zippo's agility check.
A d20 for Zippo. 15.
If you spend a hope, I'll let you roll a d6 to give him advantage.
I will spend that hope happily. And 5, so that makes it 20.
All right, you need to beat a 17 for Zippo to successfully flee with you.
All right.
So Zippo is with you, very winded. And he like pulls out a little map and just crosses off this city.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna, shout at them like, "Who are you? Why are you messing with me?"
At this point, the 3 eyes drop down, kind of spiral in midair, and land as a person, staring directly at you.
Oh dear.
I killed Krill. I won't dress it up. I'm sorry, you were
Well,
just in the wrong place at the wrong time again.
this can't be a coincidence. But first you kill my friend, and then you attack the medical base I was on. How is it a coincidence that I happen to be in the same city that you attacked once again? Well, and kill the krill.
Because you hang around with dangerous people. And then she just kind of takes a sigh for a moment. I've been chasing that Krell person for months to get some information on what they're doing. It was the one thing standing between us and a future. Tonight the path to him was suddenly, conveniently open. The wards were down when I got there. The guard was thin. I took the opening. And I probably should have asked who opened it.
Wait, she's claiming she doesn't know who took down the wards?
Correct.
Huh. Interesting. And the Archmage had just left.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, well, why do all the innocent civilians have to die for you to achieve your goals?
I killed one person. Then your little jailbreak set the whole city fighting.
But you're the one who opened my cell.
No, I didn't. How would I have broken Haven runes?
Do her hands look like they have like calluses and stuff from being like a scholar type, like, because you said that whoever broke the runes was able to knew the structure of the runes and reprogrammed them.
Roll a knowledge check.
Roll a knowledge check. 13 with fear.
Their hands, there's dirt under the fingernails. And they are calloused, but they are farmer calloused.
Huh.
This is a person that you're not entirely sure has ever held a pen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just the vibes they're giving are not scholar.
I see. All right. So now it's starting to look like the Archmage is framing me for being part of Fane Wraith and that they broke me out. What do you want with that dragon?
The dragon, from what I gathered from a few of these guards I was able to have a lovely chat with, Felix has had enough of the dragon. And my sources have reason to believe he's taken the Reaping Eye out of Haven and means to point a dead god's eye at a living dragon and call it a day.
Huh. So the Reaping Eye being the one that causes the overgrowth?
Oh no, the reason there's the overgrowth is the Reaping Eye was stolen, so only the Sowing Eye is working.
Ah, alright, okay. Right. I see. So he plans on using the Reaping Eye to defeat the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Fane Wraith.
Yeah.
Who are not very trustworthy.
Nope.
Do I think she's lying to me?
Roll a instinct roll. Or presence, your choice.
Ooh, I'm gonna go for presence.
In this case,
only an 11 with hope.
In this case, presence is more about trying to goad the truth out of them, and less about trying to get a vibe check. Like, can you get them to, like, trip up on their own logic kind of thing.
Right. So that was an 11 with hope.
As far as you can tell, they're telling the truth. If you like, you could spend a hope on amateur bioterrorist to get a read for them. Or, sorry, professional bioterrorist.
Well, that would make it a 13.
Here's what matters past my pride. Felix has had enough of the dragon, and he doesn't understand what he's holding. That eye belongs in the shepherd's skull, turning the seasons, giving us proper day and proper night, and spending it on the dragon, we lose the one thing that ends the Witherwild maybe forever. I can't get close enough to take it from him. You can.
Okay, then this person she's talking about is the Archmage?
Yes, Felix the Archmage. You remember one of his lieutenants blowing up a city to kill you, and his name on some paperwork in Wormsharf Crossing.
Ah.
He is famous for having found the owl god and ripping out one of its eyes to grow a cure for the serpent sickness.
I see. Wait, I thought the serpent sickness was caused by the eye being ripped out.
Oh no, the serpent sickness is unrelated. Serpent sickness struck, and then they ripped out an eye to try and grow more antidote.
Ah, right. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. All right.
One thing you did notice, though, she has not apologized for killing that spy master at all. But she is annoyed that she killed that spy master probably for someone else. Like, she's piecing it together. She's not dumb. She's like, God damn it. It's one of those situations where, like, she was effectively, and you can gather she believes this at least. You're not certain, but it feels like the Archmage basically left the door open for assassins, went out for milk. Assassin came in, killed someone they already wanted to kill to get intel they wanted. But from what you heard from the panicky clerk earlier, note, I give you a little more feedback than I give other players because you don't have party members to bounce ideas off of.
Right.
Just for our listeners at home. I don't handhold as much when there's multiple players to discuss lore, but you don't have anyone to discuss lore with, so I give you a bit more blatant information. But yeah, the idea is that the Fane Wraith was used to kill Krell, and then you were framed for all of this.
Right.
And as a result of this happening, it gave them an excuse for the police to start attacking the Wicklings who lived in this town, resulting in a massive riot and a convenient diversion.
Well then. Well, an enemy of my enemies, my friend, I suppose. Perhaps we could work together to stop the Archmage from wasting the eye on the dragon.
Excellent. I think we can make a deal of sorts. And they reach out their hand, offering you to shake hands.
Is shaking hands legally binding? She seems like she's some sort of like druid that might be able to legally bind me into, or magically bind me into whatever.
You do feel like they might be trying to legally bind you into an agreement of sorts.
Yes, let's work together. I'm not going to shake her hand.
Reasonable enough. And with that is where we wrap up tonight's session. And we'll do what we normally do of doing a little bit of a recap of things. So first, the big battle that happens afterward, I can kind of run as long as I want for time. And this ended up playing out a little shorter than expected, but also how I kind of set up the CSI scene is I made a table where literally each ability check gives a different piece of information. So like strength gives you something, finesse gives you something, knowledge gives you something, presence, instinct, and agility all give you a piece of lore.
Okay.
How I designed it this time is failure gives you recap, things you should have already known from like session 1.
Right.
And success gives you new information. So the idea is that it lets me kind of soft recap the little blurb I read during session 0, which the session 0 blurb was the Reaping Eye is stowed in a secure vault beneath the central tower of Haven's Wizarding School. A secretive, dangerous wrestling group made by the Fane Wraith hatched a plan to end the curse of the Witherwild by finding the Great Owl and plucking out the other eye. The Spy Master, Kern Dern, is playing both sides, trying to stop because he doesn't like that Archmage Phalix stole the eye in the first place, and they've been paying for his decision to steal the eye. Krill uncovered the Fameless plot and sent your successor to get information, because he didn't want to send a troop of Haven soldiers deep into the woods to hunt down the Fane Wraith. So he wanted to use adventurers instead so he could maintain neutrality. And that basically the players are... Krell is trying to stop the Fane Wraith, but is also trying to stop the Archmage. Because the Fane Wraith wants to... Basically, the Fane Wraith wants to steal the unstolen eye, and the Archmage wants to keep the eye they stole.
Right.
So basically...
like, neither of these things can happen.
And then Krill originally told you to hunt for the Fane Wraith in the city of Allura, where she runs her operations out of. Which you technically got to with the other character.
Right, and then I foolishly made some very bold statements in a dangerous room.
So it's like, the failure lore was a recap. And which, like, some of the hints give you information about serpent sickness, how bad it's gotten. Some of them give you the blooms and how rare they are. Some, like, it's like, the idea was that no matter what they did, they'd get a recap of these events.
Yeah, I mean, I think I did bring the plot back into focus a bit more from where it's been, for sure. So the 10-year time skip that we did, it was great from a character perspective, but it was a little bit of a 10 years later, I'm trying to find information on my friend's death, and it's like I'm not really sure how I'd even go about that, you know?
Yeah, so how it's changed since then is that this dragon has been fucking people over for 10 years to the point where the Archmage's like, well, I guess I'll unseal my nuclear bomb and nuke the fucker. But he, just to kind of metagame a bit, and for things you could have kind of got during the Q&A session, was this is a diversion to keep the Fane Wraith busy because she's been after this other eye for years. So it's like, okay, I'll make this diversion by having this entire town go to war with itself as a diversion. And you even got like the map showing that he's heading east to go fight with the dragon. Specifically, was trying to set it up so you and the Fane Wraith would be killing each other, so we could go deal with the thing. Because Krell said, no, you can't go nuke a dragon.
So now me, the Fane Wraith, and Zippo are off to try and stop an Archmage from nuking a dragon that I do, in fact, want to kill.
Yeah.
Although, as you... I don't know if you mentioned this on stream or not, but the tree that the dragon has taken roost in is also the tree that contains the spirit with the other eye?
So, you don't know all of the details of this, but above board, the tree, you've seen various carvings and symbologies and things. The tree below the dragon is some kind of, to go avatar with it, gateway to the spirit realm.
Ah, yeah, okay.
And no one has found the owl in 10 years. And their main goal is to hunt down this owl. So they want to kill the dragon, and had you rolled better on these checks, you would have learned, or like did some of the other checks.
Hmm.
You would have learned that the tree leads to the owl. And killing the dragon is a means to get to the owl.
Yeah.
Because
but
going
I
in a portal with a dragon on the outside is a bad idea.
But I don't know this in character.
You got pieces of it. You have a lockbox, where picking the lockbox will give you... So here's the information in the lockbox you will successfully open. I'm sure. Inside a travel order signed by Archmage Phalix dated today requisitioning an armed guard outside the western gate, and a vault manifest that says that they took the Reaping Eye out. And you'll also learn that it basically says, like, suspected location for owl is here. And I'm still kind of, like, structuring the Q&A. But how do you feel about that approach of, instead of, like, roll to get lore one check, me specifically locking each piece of lore behind a different skill check?
Well, I mean, it definitely fits within your ethos of design, whereas, like, you can do the same check multiple times, but each time it gets harder. And it's like, in this case, you could do the same skill check multiple times, but it would be for the same piece of lore. You won't learn anything new.
Because I, like, specifically had a toppled iron desk with things under it for, like, an obvious strength check. A journal that's locked as an obvious finesse check. A stack of loose papers as an obvious knowledge check. A person as an obvious presence check. Instinct is just the room itself. Like, you don't need an obvious instinct check. And the obvious agility check was the room's filling with smoke. And it wasn't really specific what you had to do to get the hint. It was, if you use this check, it gives me enough devices to be like, okay, here's how you get the hint. So I did have to, like, adjust slightly. Which is why the agility check, it's like, as you pick up the lantern, you find this map, was like, it was a bit of a stretch, but sure. Sure, agility check gives you a map. Might as well, fuck it.
But no, I definitely, I did like that.
And then the reason I used the pitched battle here is because I put up these on itch.io. Your fight where the Turtle Fortress attacked a board, that one didn't get typed up as an adventure. Because that wouldn't happen normally during this campaign. Why would it? That was like a direct consequence of, like, the 10-year time gap and things.
Right.
So I figured I'd use it here since we practice it in other places.
That makes sense.
So I used the same card twice for the sake of giving it to our viewers to use in a more sensible way. Because I think the way I use the battlefield card is less interesting with how I did it. Because I had a bunch of guys attack you. I think this is more interesting that there's a person trying to get away from you. And the battle is a physical obstacle of how many dudes do I want to fight through to get through here, where it was basically every time the party failed a group roll, a group agility check to get through, you had to do a fight. So kind of like a gauntlet as long as I felt like running it.
Right.
So it's like first you have to fight some conscripts, then if you fail the next one, some elite soldiers, then if you fail the next one, you get shot by some archers. And then it's like, the idea is to kind of like, get out of the city, shoot, get out of here.
Right.
And then I have it written that either the Archmage or the Fainwraith approaches you based on how the campaign's been going.
Right.
So either it's literally whatever faction likes you less is who shows up to blackmail you. Because if you were less on board with the Fainwraith, she would have put out more of the, hey, Haven thinks you murdered their lead dude. If you want to clear your name, you kind of have to work for me.
Right.
Where had you been, like, super Fainwraith the whole time, the Archmage would have been like, hey, the Fainwraith thinks you murdered their double agent, and they will kill you unless you come with me to help kill the dragon.
Right.
So it was like there's like two kind of interchangeable NPCs based on how the campaigns went so far.
Man, the Archmage should have just asked me to help him fight the dragon.
That's less interesting, though.
I know it's interesting. I just think it's really funny that he makes this convoluted plan to try and like frame me for murder and have me take out his enemies, and it's like like
Well, kind of how I wrote the
you could have
session
just
as
asked.
intended was whoever side you're not on tries to blackmail you.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I like the poetic justice of it. I just
Because, like, for my other
personally find it
group,
amusing.
they would just go with the Fane Wraith to kill the Archmage, right? So when I playtest this on my
Hmm.
other group, it's going to be the Archmage being like, hey, you have to help me kill this dragon now.
Hmm.
And, like, the divergence is, are you on team both? Because I feel like both people want to kill the dragon. But the idea is, after the
Hmm.
dragon's dead, are you trying to steal the eye or not?
Hmm.
Because
Right.
that's how I feel like your conversation with the Fane Wraith is going to go is, listen, we need to kill this dragon. And then after he kills
Right.
the dragon, we steal the eye.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be like, no, I'm pro spirits, but I'm not going to help you steal the eye because you guys are crazy extremists.
I mean, there's a version of reality where you steal the eye for yourself and then run
I
into the tree.
suppose.
Like, there's a version where you steal this eye and try and return it.
Oh, if I steal the eye from the Archmage, yeah.
Yeah. I do enjoy the version where you just straight up betray the Fane Wraith to the Archmage who just incinerates them, and you're like, yay, good job, team. Can I get a promotion now?
I guess we'll see.
But yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking is, now that we're about halfway into it, bringing back in the main players. Because, like, I feel like I've been giving breadcrumbs,
Mm.
but how do you feel? Like, was this necessary to have a character just straight up be like, here's the plot and the stakes, by the way, now that you've been doing stuff and have a reputation?
Well, like I said, um, I I have been feeling a bit lost uh, since the time skip.
But I feel
Um,
like my non-time skip players have still kind of forgot what they were supposed to be doing. So I think bringing back the Spy Master to be like, hey, how's it go? And then murdering his ass. Also, it's
yeah,
totally a
no, that was
Sephiroth. I
definitely.
pulled a Sephiroth. I've had a character murder everyone and frame you for it. That's what you do. When in doubt, steal from Final Fantasy VII.
No, I definitely think this was a worthwhile session, and I very much so enjoyed it. And it does feel like now I'm much more clear about what my character is doing relative to what's going on around them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, good session for sure, and I really enjoy the pitch battle card. Um,
And did you
like you
appreciate
say,
my
this
CSIing? I was put in a new mechanic where the size of the countdown dice is based on the number of players. The idea is it's the
yeah,
number of
okay.
PCs rounded up. So, like, if there's 3 players, it's a D4. If it's 4 players, it's a D4. If there's 5, it's a D6. If there's 6, it's a D6. To kind of give everyone one
Hmm.
shot to do something. But I really
Right.
want to try and set up the room that it's like, there's a heavy thing, a thing that needs to be done quickly, a finessey thing, a talk to a person.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I liked it.
Excellent.
And like I say, I don't know how effective I was at actually making people think that I might not be enemy, but
Also, I have homework for you.
oh,
So, allied NPCs aren't super well defined in Daggerheart right now.
okay.
Some of the stuff I've made for homebrew allied NPCs are like, I have a countdown that goes down every time you make an action roll, and then after X amount of turns, you get to choose from a list of menu items. So that's how I would homebrew Zippo. Because
Hmm.
there isn't a ton of like, there just isn't a ton of like allied NPCs happening in this game as far as I can
Hmm.
tell.
Right.
Like, it's asymmetrical combat, meaning I can't just put an enemy with you that doesn't quite work that way. Like if I were to just take
Hmm.
a artificer stat, let's go like, yeah, let's go. I don't know if there's an artificer. Spelling is hard. Let's say bard. So if I pull up like the generic bard NPC, something like, my brain is struggling with words right now. But effectively, they're called adversaries, and there isn't really like how you use NPCs that aren't in some way an adversary. Like for example, the spy stat block.
I definitely forgot to actually use it, but my eye for an eye ability makes me use a reaction roll 13. So the adversaries don't necessarily use stats like players do, but they roll d20s for their reactions and stuff, right?
Yeah. So, for example,
so they don't exactly translate one-to-one to the character's actions and abilities.
Yeah, like for example, the spy NPC stat block is difficulty 15, thresholds 817, -2 attack, yada yada yada. Experience espionage 3. So I could, like, in theory, spend a fear to give it +3 to its reaction roll if it was, like, espionage based.
Yeah, okay.
And its powers are like spend a fear to describe how this adversary knows a secret about a PC. Or when the group's discussing something sensitive, I can mark a stress to reveal this adversary was present in that scene observing them. If it escapes the scene to report their findings, I gain fear. But, like, I can't just turn this spy into a kobold, effectively. Because, like, if I literally switch the wording of spend a hope to give you a secret, and if it escapes, you gain 1d4 hope. Like, I could kind of invert it, but it doesn't really work great.
Right.
So...
Okay, so then what's your homework for me?
Well, we have two options. The first, as I'm just kind of, like, looking at how running GM NPCs and things are tabbed, is... The first piece of homework is to effectively... assign you to read the NPC section to just kind of like see how the rules are written, like how an NPC would help.
Okay.
Like, for example, there's an NPC that have like they literally have like a page on how to like build an NPC, but don't really have a ton of example NPCs.
Gotcha.
So that's version the first is make an NPC stat block looking at like the NPC page or looking through the book to find a GM NPC. Option the second is you can make a second character sheet for your Cobalt friend, who is a level 3 character, and I will run them as a temporary player when requested. So you'll have a second sheet to suggest what you would like them to do, and just have them be a second party member that me and you kind of take turns controlling. So the idea would be you would build a Cobalt character sheet, I would have it open, and you would tell me like what you would like them to do.
Right.
So it'd be like you'd basically be dual wielding characters, but I would be there to assist you, if that makes sense. So how turn order would go is on your turn, you could do something, or you could ask Zippo to do something.
Right.
Because I think just putting a second PC character sheet might be cleaner than trying to make one of these GM NPCs.
Well,
because it literally says like NPCs don't need page-long backstories or stat blocks. What do you think?
Send me a link to the NPC page so I can actually like read it and learn about that. And maybe I'll do both and see which approach we actually like more.
Yeah, because I think giving you a second body for this upcoming chain of events seems pretty legitimate to me. Yeah. So, either we can figure out how rules is written they want me to do this, because I am struggling to understand how they want me to make a Cobalt NPC here.
Right.
Because it's literally like, if you want an NPC to import an NPC to Mac, you give them one or more features that affect how they rules. Use these features openly with your table, allowing players to help keep track of them. But, like, it's not quite enough, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, the NPCs don't quite have enough to do what I need them to do, unless I'm missing something. But I've given you the homework of if you want to either figure out how to make an NPC stat block, or make a character sheet for Zippo. We will then have him be a character to see how long he lives. We haven't had a companion of yours live long enough for me to bother doing this.
Zippo, the chaotic evil. Well, I don't know if he's chaotic evil, but
and
he's
hopefully
definitely evil.
This week I should be putting up the Rat Cult as an adventure. And then next week I should be putting up A Night in Haven. A high-stakes session about jail, murder, investigation, and battles. So thank you everybody for tuning in to Karl and Richard Play Daggerheart. Which could have had a more clever name, but you didn't bother to be clever with naming until episode 12. Thank you everybody for tuning in and putting up with our shenanigans. Happy gaming, and those are legally distinct from Nargacugas. Bye.
Very, very legally distinct. Bye.